Dyslexia instruction is based on each individual student's need. Standard protocol instruction and specially designed instruction adheres to the Texas Dyslexia Handbook by incorporating all 8 critical evidence-based components of instruction and all 6 instructional approaches, or as we refer to them, the 8x6. The 8 components of instruction encompass what is taught in class. Phonological awareness is the first component and is the foundation for learning to read. It is the ability to recognize and work with sounds in spoken language. It means being able to pick out rhyming words and count the number of syllables in a name. It also involves alliteration, how sounds repeat themselves. Phonological awareness is made up of a group of skills. The most sophisticated and latest to develop is called phonemic awareness. It includes the ability to separate a word into the sounds that make it up and blend single sounds into words. It also involves the ability to add, subtract, or substitute new sounds in words. The second component is the sound symbol association, also known as the alphabetic principle. It is a critical skill that involves connecting letters with their sounds to read and write. The alphabetic principle has 2 parts. Alphabetic understanding is knowing that words are made up of letters that represent the sounds of speech. Phonological recoding is knowing how to translate the letters in printed words into the sounds they make to read and pronounce or spell the words accurately. Syllabication is the third instructional component. A syllable is a unit of oral or written language with one vowel sound. Instruction must include the 6 basic types of syllables in the English language, which are closed, open, vowel consonant E, vowel pair or vowel team, are controlled, and final stable syllable. Syllable division rules must also be directly taught in relation to the word structure. The fourth component of instruction is orthography. It refers to how a language is written and includes rules of spelling. Students are taught the regularity and irregularity of the spelling patterns. Morphology is the fifth component. It is the study of words, how they are formed, and their relationship to other words in the same language. It analyzes the structure of words and parts of words, such as stems, root words, prefixes, and suffixes. The sixth instructional component is syntax. It is a collection of rules that govern the order and row of words in a sentence so that meaning can be conveyed. Grammar, sentence variation, and language mechanics are all included. Reading comprehension is the seventh component of instruction. It is the process of extracting and building meaning through the interaction of the reader with the text to be comprehended. It is the basic reason for reading. The reader's ability to comprehend what he or she is reading is dependent on the development of accurate and fluent word recognition, oral language development, especially vocabulary and listening comprehension, background knowledge, the use of effective strategies to improve comprehension and fix it if it breaks down, and the reader's interest in what he or she is reading and motivation to understand what he or she is reading. The eighth instructional component of instruction is reading fluency. It is the ability to read text with sufficient accuracy, prosody, and speed to support comprehension. While it is necessary that students be provided instruction in the 8 components, it is also critical that the way in which the instruction is delivered be consistent with research-based practices. Principles of effective intervention for students with dyslexia include these 6 approaches. First, teaching is simultaneous and multisensory. It is done using all learning pathways in the brain simultaneously in order to improve memory and learning. Second, teaching is systematic and cumulative. It requires that the organization of material follow the logical order of the language. The sequence must start with the easiest and most basic elements and work its way up to more difficult material. Each step must also be built on those already learned. Concepts taught must be systematically reviewed to strengthen memory. Third, teaching is explicit. It is explained and demonstrated one language and print concept at a time rather than left to chance through encounters with information. Poor readers do not learn that print represents speech simply by reading books or seeing print. The teacher directly demonstrates the task and provides supervised practice with immediate corrective feedback before the student attempts a task independently. Then, teaching is diagnostic to automaticity. The teacher must be skillful at prescriptive or individualized teaching. The teaching plan is focused on careful and continual assessment of the student's needs. The material presented must be mastered to the degree of automaticity. When a reading skill becomes automatic, it is carried out efficiently and effectively. Next, teaching is synthetic. It presents the parts of the language and then teaches how the parts work together to form a whole. Finally, teaching is analytic. It presents the whole and teaches how this can be broken down into its parts. As mentioned before, standard protocol instruction and specially designed instruction include all 8 components and 6 approaches. For students whose needs are best met in RISE, instruction includes the components in the student's critical area of need and delivered using the research-based approaches. Feel free to contact us with any questions or for any additional information.